All right, so these are my wife's UFC picks for UFC Fight Night Denver. Rose versus Tracy Cortez, Rose Namajunas, that is. And we are just going to start here at the bottom. Not going to be a whole lot of analyzing of the fighters and the picks. Not going to be real on the fence. These are not my picks. These are hers. I don't know what her thought process is on most of them. And right here at the top, or at the very bottom, a third round, the rare third round KO from Josh Fremd over Andre Petroski. I would have to say I maybe lean towards agreeing with that, but let's not get into what I think. This is her picks. This is Damon Blackshear over Montell Quick Jackson. Then we get on to another ladies' fight. Maria Agapova versus Luana Santos. She's got Santos, second round submission. Then we got on to another ladies' fight. Jasmine Jasdovicius versus Fatima Kline. And she is going with the Canadian Jasmine. And then we get on to Joshua Van, the youngster, taking on the veteran Charles Johnson. Seems like Charles Johnson fights about once a month. She's taking the youngster, Joshua Van, by decision. At flyweight, that one is Cody Brundage versus Abdul Razak Alhassan. Now, he's getting a little long in the tooth, but in this household, we are not fans of Cody Brundage. First round KO, Abdul. Then we go over to C-Rod versus Julian Erosa. Christian Rodriguez, second round, TKO. TKO. Gabriel Bonfim versus Loosa. Bonfim, second round sub. Jean Silva versus Drew. Punched in the face a lot. Dober, he has no nickname, the Lord Assassin. Thought he was the Lock Dog. Who's the Lock Dog? Nah, the Lock Dog's the Brazilian guy, the flying knee guy, the shin guy. All right, so Jean Silva, she's got him second round KO. Quick turnaround for him. She's probably thinking that power is going to land right on Drew Dober's chin. She's kind of biased against guys that look like this. The All-American guys. She don't like this All-American guy look. Little bias there against Drew Dober's look. She thinks they're all Michael Chandler guys that look like this. So then we got Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Muslim Salikhov, the king of Kung Fu versus the Argentinian Dagger. Ah, the Argentinian Dagger, huh? All right. Second round TKO for Santiago. Then we get into the main event, of course, Rose Namajunas. This is indeed a Rose household. Our cat is named Rose. That was one of the fighters that got her into the sport 3 or 4 years ago. Tracy Cortez, she's coming along nicely, had some problems with injuries. Who knows? She's like Rose, but not as good. Rose, decision, boom. And there you are. She's Mary E. I don't know if she'd like me doing this or not. I'm going to put it on my much smaller channel. Don't worry, nobody will see this. Been a member here on Tapology since last September. She's a 4th degree brown belt. She makes a lot of picks. Overall, her UFC win percentage, as you can see here, same account, her UFC win percentage with 400 picks is 64.8% overall. Yeah, 81% at Bellator. Bad matchups over there. If you can't hit 75% of your Bellator picks, you should quit. So we will see. This is a fight night. I would guess her fight night percentage is not as good as her pay-per-view percentage. And here we go. She's not trying to brag or anything. I'm trying to brag about her, though. Most of these people on YouTube, it's either like, look, the very best are probably, somewhere in that 66 to 70% range. The very best on YouTube. And I have found very few of them who are consistently over 66% on their pick. But there are a few. And then most of them, some of the most popular ones, are certainly below Mary's 64.8% picking UFC fights. And a lot of there are several L's in there where she has just picked the fighter that she likes, knowing that it's probably not the smartest pick. All right, so that about wraps it up. My wife's UFC Fight Night Denver picks. Hey, at least they're not at the Apex. There's a lot of chick fights, but at least one of them's Rose. Boom.